Hi everyone, welcome back to Active USA Ride Wave as your go-to channel for real-world reviews, test rides, and motorcycle lifestyle from across the American highways. Today, we've got something that's going to get your adrenaline running and your heart beating with that deep, signature Harley Davidson rumble. We're taking a full look at the 2025 Harley Davidson Low Rider ST model code FXLRST. We're going deep, riding hard, and seeing exactly what this machine is made of. So if you're thinking of adding this beauty to your garage, or just love a good cruiser review, stay locked in if this one's for you. Now, the Low Rider ST is a bike that's stirred up a lot of buzz since its first release, and Harley Davidson has kept that momentum going with the 2025 version. This year, they've doubled down on performance and style, with a few subtle but meaningful tweaks that bring out the best of West Coast performance bagger culture while staying true to Harley's roots. The FXLRST is part of Harley's Softail lineup, and it's arguably one of the most versatile bikes in the fleet, combining that aggressive stance, light touring capability, and monster performance in one stylish package. Let's kick it off with the engine. Because that's the heart of every Harley, right? The 2025 Low Rider ST comes equipped with the Milwaukee Eight 117 cubic inch V-twin. That's 1923 cc for those of you who like to talk metric. It's air, oil-cooled, and it churns out around 103 horsepower and a staggering 125 pounds-to-feet of torque at about 3,500 RPM. And let me tell you, it pulls. This engine is all about that low-end grunt. Twist the throttle and it just wants to go. Whether you're in third gear rolling through town or hammering it on the highway, the response is instant and satisfying. It's got that classic Harley low pad idle, a deep growl as you climb the revs, and a smooth but strong delivery all the way through. And it's not just about raw power. Harley's done a solid job making this engine feel refined. The fueling is crisp. There's very little lag, and the heat management is noticeably improved over older models. On longer rides, especially in urban stop-and-go, I didn't feel like I was cooking my thighs, a complaint you often hear from older Harleys. Kudos to them for that. Let's talk ride ergonomics next. The 2025 Low Rider ST is a proper rider's bike. You're looking at a 28-inch seat height, so you get that planted, confident feel at stops, and your knees are in a relaxed but slightly aggressive position while riding. The handlebars are mounted high on 4-inch risers, giving it a T-bar feel, a classic West Coast styling, and your hands are up, shoulders back, in a position that's surprisingly comfortable for long miles. I'm 6 feet tall, and after 3 hours in the saddle, I had zero shoulder fatigue. That says a lot. Weight-wise, the bike comes in at around 721 pounds in running order, which may sound like a lot on paper, but once you're moving, it doesn't feel heavy. The center of gravity is low, and with the Softail monoshock rear suspension, it handles beautifully through curves. You can flick it through canyon roads with a level of control you wouldn't expect from a bike this size. The front suspension uses a 43mm inverted fork with 5.1 inches of travel, and the rear monoshock is preload adjustable, giving you the ability to dial it in whether you're solo or fully loaded with gear. Speaking of gear, the ST in Low Rider ST stands for sports touring, and Harley means it. You get lockable hard saddlebags that are both sleek and functional. They don't stick out like traditional baggers, so they follow the bike's lines and keep the overall silhouette looking tight. They're not massive, but they'll easily hold a jacket, tools, or even a weekend's worth of gear if you pack smart. One thing to note, they're not quick detach from the factory, so if you want a naked look, you'll have to do some extra work or grab an aftermarket setup. Now, let's move into the real test of the ride. We took this thing on a 250-mile loop through so-called twisties, highways, back roads, and some city stuff. Right off the bat, the bike feels balanced and solid. In the corners, the bike doesn't wallow or flex. You get about 31 degrees of lean angle, and it uses every bit of it. With the upgraded suspension and low slung design, you can attack curves with confidence. It's not a sport bike, but for a cruiser, this thing rips. Braking is strong and predictable. Up front, you get a single 300mm disc with a 4-piston caliper, and in the rear, another 300mm disc with a 2-piston caliper. ABS comes standard, and it's tuned well and non-intrusive, kicks in only when needed, and never feels grabby. It's not sport bike spec, but again, for a bike in this category, it's more than adequate. One area where the 2025 model shines over previous iterations is tech. Harley has slowly been catching up in this space, and on the Low Rider Street, the updates are subtle but appreciated. You get a compact digital display mounted in the handlebar clamp, giving you speed, gear position, fuel range, tach, trip meters, and clock. It's bright, easy to read, and doesn't clutter the bars. You won't find a full touchscreen or infotainment system like on the touring models, but honestly, that's not the vibe here. This bike is about the ride and not distractions. Cruise control is standard this year, which is a very welcome addition. When you're grinding out highway miles, it's a game changer. No more holding throttle for hours to set it, relax your hand, and enjoy the view. Another win for 2025 is the optional tire pressure monitoring system. It's not standard, but if you get it, you'll get a readout on the display that helps you stay ahead of issues before they become problems. A subtle touch, but appreciated by anyone who's had a slow leak mid-trip. Now, let's talk sound. Harley knows their audience, and the stock exhaust still has that signature growl. It's deeper and throatier than most stock pipes, but not obnoxious. If you're looking for more bark, a Stage 1 upgrade with a Screamin' Eagle system will open it up nicely. And let me tell you, when you roll off the throttle and hear that burble pop, it's music. Pure, American V-twin music. Style-wise, the 2025 Low Rider Street is a stunner. The frame-mounted fairing is inspired by the FXRT of the 80s but brought into the modern day. It cuts through wind nicely, and combined with a 6-inch windshield, it actually provides decent wind protection without sacrificing visibility. It also houses a small glove box and a USB charging port, great for stashing your phone or plugging in a GPS unit. Paint options this year include vivid black, red rock, and a new gunship gray that's already turning heads. The finish is premium, the badging is subtle and clean, and the overall aesthetic is just dialed. This bike looks aggressive and fast, even when parked. Every time I stopped, someone asked about ITA, and that's the Harley effect. Now let's get into the dollars. The 2025 Harley Davidson Low Rider Street starts at $23,399 for the base model in vivid black. Add a couple $100 if you go for one of the premium colors. And let's be real, you probably will. Once you start customizing a pipes, seat, bars, maybe a stage kit, you're looking at closer to 26 or 27 grand out the door. Is it worth it? In my opinion, absolutely. You're getting performance, touring capability, and iconic style in one package. Plus, resale on these is strong. Harley buyers are loyal, and the FXLRST is already earning cult status among younger riders and seasoned vets alike. One of the best things about this bike is that it's a blank canvas. You want to build a performance bagger? It's ready. You want to strip it down and black it out? Go for it. It's the kind of ride that reflects its rider, and that's the beauty of it. Alright, let's wrap it up with a quick summary. The 2025 Harley Davidson Low Rider Street FXLRST is a near-perfect blend of performance, comfort, and style. It brings that aggressive West Coast edge with true touring ability. It's not just a car, it's a goer. The Milwaukee Eight 117 delivers torque-rich thrills, the suspension setup gives you real-world confidence, and the fit and finish are top tier. It's not a beginner bike, and it's not a full-dress tourer, but if you're in the middle looking for a versatile ride that can carve canyons during the week and disappear down the highway on the weekend, this bike absolutely nails it. If I had to nitpick, I'd say the lack of a passenger seat from the factory might bug some folks. The saddlebags, while sleek, aren't massive. And while the tech is improved, some riders may want a bigger display or GPS integration. But honestly, those are minor in the grand scheme. The core of the idea, the power, the handling, the vibe, it's all there. So if you're out there looking for your next ride, and you want something with presence, soul, and performance, you put the Low Rider ST on your short list. Better yet, go ride one. Because that's where this bike really speaks. On the open road, eating up miles, leaning into turns, and roaring out of every apex with that unmistakable V-twin thunder behind you. Thanks for riding along with me today here on Active USA Ride Waves. If you enjoyed this full review and test ride, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments what's your dream Harley build? Are you team bagger, or stripped down cruiser? And if you've got any questions about the Low Rider ST, post them below. I reply to every comment I can. Until next time, stay safe, ride free, and keep the throttle twisted.